Hello everyone, welcome to This Day. It is Friday, September 26th. I'm Michael Taylor, glad to be here. We made it to another Friday, weekend's coming. I have to work tomorrow, but hopefully you guys have the weekend off, have some great plans. Going to be nice cool temperatures in the forecast, so I'll tell you about that in a minute. But right now I want to tell you about what's on the show. We've got a good one for you. St. George's Episcopal Church is going to be here, and we're going to have Will Wilson. She and Bree's going to be interviewing him, talking about what they have going on, some of the events they have going on over at the church. And of course, if it's Friday, it is Sports Corner with Cole Young, all the NFL stuff, lots of other things going on. He's going to be talking about it all for you, so stay tuned for that as well. Right now, though, we want to talk to you about one word and one word alone. Bingo! It's our snooze for this one. We got the Sunday Bingo. It's back, and it's the first Sunday of the month at 2 p.m. It's over at Restaurant 19, rooms 1 and 3, and the price is $20. You can come play bingo with old and new friends. The games will be held in room 1 through 3, like I said, over at the Village Greens, located at your right of the Restaurant 19. Your ticket includes 1 buy-in card, 2 additional cards, 20 raffle entries, and a chance to win great prizes. So starting this year, of course, and continuing through 2026, bingo will take place on the first Sunday of each month, 2 p.m. in the same location. So get out to see your friends at bingo. I've been in bingo rooms, and it gets crazy. I wonder how crazy it gets here. I'd like to come by and visit and see that. All right, folks, that's going to do that for our special Stay Informed on bingo. Let's check our weather forecast while we're at it. Hey, we got some great temperatures for this weekend, really all the way through the weekend. Then we start getting a little bit warmer. But Friday today, only up to 74 degrees. We got that low pressure system bringing some cool temperatures and clouds into our area. So you're going to have anything from cloudy to partly cloudy throughout the day. We're never going to get a real clear out. Same thing for Saturday. Then on Sunday, we're going to get low pressure system kind of moves out, and we're going to get a little bit of a return to the mostly sunny, clouds in the morning, mostly sunny in the afternoon kind of thing. And then temperatures start to tick back up. Come on, fall. You had one job to do. We just started fall, and we're already looking at 80s again for next week. I'm highly disappointed in autumn thus far. All right, let's take a look at our sunrise, sunset. The days are definitely getting shorter. Sunrise this morning was 6:42. Sunset tonight is going to be 6:41. And this is Billy Nation, that tribute band that played Billy Joel stuff over the Pack. Beautiful picture here. Thank you, Judy Blando, for sending that one in to us. And if you have a great picture just like Judy did, why don't you send it in to us? We'd love to see it. Email us those pictures at lagunawoodsvillagetv@gmail.com. And make sure you include your name, where you took the picture, and we will include it in our sunrise sunset segment. All right, we got a couple of meetings to tell you about. And then when we come back, Bree will be here with St. George's Episcopal Church's very own Will Wilson.
Welcome to OCI Care, Laguna Woods' premier laser and premium cataract surgery center.
I just wanted my cataracts removed. It was pain-free. I was so impressed because I was so frightened to have it done. After surgery, I was able to use my eyes immediately. It was a miracle, really.
It's just been wonderful to be able to see everything. It's even better than he said it was going to be because I saw instantly.
Chris Perandi's Stunt Dog Experience, featuring the best stunt dogs on planet Earth. Watch man's best friend reach incredible new heights. Paws down, these are the most talented dogs you'll ever meet. As seen on The Tonight Show, Ellen and Oprah, these stunt dog stars will soar, spin, jump, and fly as everyone chants doggone fun. Get ready to howl with laughter.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. I've got Will Wilson with me. When there's a will, there's a way, I'm told.
That is correct.
Will, you are throwing a house party.
Yes.
A Touch of Love Works. You've got a lot going on. We need to reduce this.
Okay, let's do it.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I do appreciate that.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
You're having an event. I want to touch on that. It's called A Touch of Love Works.
Correct.
You're connecting people without housing and giving them some of the resources that they need.
That would be correct. So
Tell me about
what we do is, so when we see homeless people walking the streets, there's a lot of times that they don't have the resources that they need. There are ways to connect them to the resources that they need, but the problem is that they may not know the resources that are available.
Exactly.
So we provide telephone numbers, we provide hygiene kits, and we also try to have like a little interview with them to see exactly what it is that they do need. Once we find out that information, then we try to connect them with the resources that they need in order for them to start the path of getting themselves back on track and hopefully off the streets. That's the goal.
That is a wonderful goal. And you've been homeless at one time
I
yourself.
was homeless for almost 5 years right here in Santa Ana. That's how I got here. I got here with a bag of clothes.
Well, that sounds like a miracle story.
It is a miracle story, and I'm grateful that I kept my ear to the ground and followed the path and the resources that were available to me in order for me to make changes to get me back on path and to get me, get a good job and, make a life for myself.
Yeah, because life has a way of throwing unusual circumstances at people. I just heard a story about a woman who was in her 50s and husband of 35 years died of cancer.
Yeah.
She knew nothing about the household finances and ended up losing everything and becoming homeless herself.
That's rough.
So, you never
rough.
know what's going to take somebody, unfortunately, down that path.
That's true.
But you are doing a lot of fundraising and events.
Yes.
You're planning these. How can other people get involved in this amazing cause?
So A Touch of Love Works, we have a website, which is atouchofloveworks.org. We have a Facebook page, which is a touchoflove.works Facebook page, and we have an Instagram page. So if you would want to get involved, there's a telephone number that should be at the very bottom of the flyer. Just give a call, and we will have somebody get back to you, and you just share with us how you want to help, and we'll be more than happy to be able to utilize the resources that you give us. We're all about connecting people and, like I said, getting people off the streets, yes.
So tell me, what else makes your organization different than other types of organizations that are similar for people who are unhoused?
That's the reason why it's called A Touch of Love Works. So there's a lot of times you look at a person and you don't really connect with them. Our goal is to connect with that person and to let them know that a hug is highly important. A lot of times, if you've been on the street for a long period of time, you're very evasive, you're very
guarded, I'm sure.
Guarded. You can't let your guards down because you can't trust anybody.
Right.
You have no idea who to trust. And our job and our goal is to help you let your guards down so we can get you the proper resources that you need. And that's how it works. Yeah.
And I know that we'll talk about your house party.
Okay.
I know that there's a lot of different genres of different types of music.
Yes.
Your favorite is gospel.
My favorite is gospel. Gospel music is what got me off the streets, basically.
So do you use that passion and that love to help others?
I do.
How does that work?
So there's times where people will call me and ask me to sing a couple songs and
Really?
give my life experiences, and I will do so. So if there's people who need somebody to come and inspire them, I would be more than happy to do that, because that's how I got where I am. I listened and I watched and I learned and I listened to people who inspired me, especially musicians and other leaders in the community, preachers and pastors, and I followed after that because I wanted a better life for myself. So it's all about also that the person that you're connecting with, that they must choose to want to change.
Absolutely.
If you can't do nothing for an individual who does not choose to change, you can only do for those that want to change.
Absolutely.
So
Yes.
that's what I do, and that's how I got connected. And gospel music was my first love because the lyrics in the gospel music were what showed me that I was worth something, that gave me the inspiration to want to make something out of myself and not to stay stuck where I was.
Did you find the music while you were going through that time period in your life, or as a child, did you sing and know about gospel music?
Not much as a child. It was more of when I became a grown-up. So even though I went through the experience that I went through, there were choirs that I sang in, and there were, I think that's where the music started. You know, listening to inspiring music from God is just the best thing that I've ever had in my life. And so then I ended up singing in choirs, and that's how this band started, because I've been doing this for like 40 years, 40 plus years.
And do you see a difference in other people's reactions when they hear gospel music?
I do. Because the lyrics are the most important thing that people listen to. There's a lot of times you listen to the beat, but it's the lyric that you need to pay attention to.
Right.
And if you're paying attention to the lyrics and you find something that is inspiring to you, and especially if you're going through a mood or a change or a drastic scenario that nobody really understands you is what you think, there's a lot of times that gospel music has a word for you.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, and it can turn things around, because, you know, it's all in our head.
Well, and you know how music gets stuck in our head.
Oh,
so
definitely.
Maybe those lyrics through song and praise get stuck in the head
It
also.
gets stuck in your
gives them
head.
a repeat loop.
That is exactly what it is. It's the repeat loop. And the more you hear it, the more you act it out. So it's all about what we listen to and how it affects us when we are listening to it.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Very inspiring.
Yes.
So tell us about the house party.
Well, the house party came about because I remember whenever I was young, house parties were the thing to go to. You know, it didn't matter what you wore, as long as you were there, right? And as long as the DJ is playing some music that makes you dance, then that's the place you want to be. So the house party, I came up with that idea. We were sitting around in a meeting, and I was like, well, let's just have a party, because, you know, we do these fundraisers. We've done like 3 or 4 of them, and I just couldn't think of how to, what to come up with. And I was like, oh man, a house party sounds good, and then it stuck. So that's what we have, and we have a house party. So if all of you that know about house parties, that's what this is. It's a fun time.
Okay, well, let's tell them where it is.
Okay, St. George's Episcopal Church. The address is going to be 23802 Avenida del La Carta, Laguna Hills. It will be starting at 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. You will get a fantastic meal from Blessed Jimmy's Catering. You will have one of the best DJs in Orange County, Lil Ken, spinning the records. And then you will have the band that I created, or that I helped create, myself and Linda Quinn. It's called Trust One, and we're a fusion band, and we do, like I said, a little bit of everything. So we won't have gospel music that night, but we will have 60s, 70s, and 80s, and a lot of dance music, and a lot of smiling, and a lot of fun.
And all proceeds go
to A Touch of Love Works. Yes.
Fantastic.
Absolutely.
Well, you're very inspirational.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you for joining me, and happy birthday.
Thank you so much.
You're also going to celebrate your birthday at the party.
I will celebrate
party.
my birthday at the house party. Yeah, I'm gonna be 60. Well, I'm 65 now, but I didn't think I was ever gonna make it to 65.
Well, we're glad you're here.
I'm very grateful.
Thank you for joining me.
Thank you so much.
You're watching This Day on Village TV. We'll be back after these messages.
If you believe the journey is the destination, you'll love exploring in the 2025 Subaru Crosstrek. Standard symmetrical all-wheel drive, plus up to 34 miles per gallon. An 11.6-inch high-resolution touchscreen, plus a 182-horsepower Subaru Boxer engine. Love is out there. Find it in a Crosstrek.
Hi, it's Desiree from Irvine Subaru. Get your new Subaru here with complimentary maintenance included.
Whatever you want from me, I'm giving you everything. Yeah, I'm your baby tonight. I'm so emotional, baby, baby. Every time I think of you, I'm so emotional. Ain't it shocking what?
Hello everyone and welcome to this Friday's episode of Sports Corner. I'm Cole Young and we have a lot of ground to cover today, so I'll get right into it. Starting in the NFL, Week 3 saw some bizarre results. There were some surprising blowouts, like the Colts beating the Titans 41-20, the Vikings dropping 48 points on the Bengals, the Panthers shutting out the Falcons 30-0, and the Seahawks beating the Saints by 31. On the other end of the spectrum, there were a few last-second nail-biter wins. With under 3 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter, the Green Bay Packers and Cleveland Browns were all tied at 10-10. Brandon McManus was lining up to kick a 43-yard field goal and give the Packers the lead. However, that kick was blocked and Cleveland recovered. This is a sentence you're going to hear a few times throughout this show. Anyways, 5 plays later, Cleveland kicker Andre Schmidt lined up for a 55-yard field goal, and as time expired, his kick went directly through the uprights, giving the Browns the upset win 13-10 over the top-ranked Packers. With little time remaining, the LA Rams were down 26-27 to the defending champion Eagles. The Rams ate up all the time off the clock, driving down into field goal range to kick the final try as time expired and take the lead. The Eagles forced pressure up the middle, and the Rams' kick was blocked. For good measure, even though Philly had sealed the win with that block, 336-pound Jordan Davis scooped up the bouncing ball and returned it 61 yards for a score as time expired. I mentioned Davis's weight because he reached a top speed of 18.59 miles per hour during his scoop and score, the fastest by a player over 330 pounds since at least 2017. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers found themselves in a similar situation as the Rams. Up 26-20 over the New York Jets, Bucs lined up to kick a 43-yard field goal with 2 minutes remaining to seal the win. You're seeing the trend here? Just like the previous 2 games, Chase McLaughlin's kick was blocked, and the Jets' Will McDonald recovered the ball and would return it 50 yards for a touchdown. Just like that, the Jets were up 27-26 with little time remaining. However, in what's become a weekly occurrence for Baker Mayfield, he led the offense with precision for a 7-play, 48-yard drive in under 2 minutes, setting up the Bucs to kick the game-winning field goal. This time, McLaughlin's kick went dead center through the uprights, bringing the Bucs to 3-0. It's rare to see blocked field goals in the NFL, but all 3 of those happened within about 10 minutes of real time of each other. It was a wild way to start out Sunday morning, and then we were treated to an incredible ending to the week with the high-powered matchup of the Baltimore Ravens and Detroit Lions on Monday night. Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery combined for 218 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns. Jared Goff threw for 202 yards and a score, and the Lions held off the Ravens 38-30 in a fast-paced shootout. Lamar Jackson looked to be in MVP form for Baltimore, going 21 of 27 with 288 yards, 3 touchdowns, and no interceptions. This game went back and forth with both teams swapping scores, but the turning point for the 3rd time this season was Derrick Henry fumbling the football with little time remaining in the 4th quarter. The Lions improved to 2-1, while the Ravens fall to 1-2. It's hard to believe it's already week 4, but we've been spoiled with some incredible games to this point. The Packers and Rams losses last week hurt my perfect picks record, so I'm now sitting at 10-2 for the year. Still not bad at all. For week 4, I'll go with the Broncos to right the ship over the Bengals on Monday night, Detroit to pick up their 3rd straight win with a victory over the Browns, the Bears to keep it rolling over the Raiders, and my underdog pick of the week, the Panthers to upset the Patriots. There weren't too many surprises in the college football world during week 4, but there were 2. Fernando Mendoza threw 5 touchdown passes Saturday night, leading number 19 Indiana past number 9 Illinois 63-10 for the Hoosiers' first win over a top 10 team in 5 years and easily the most lopsided. Indiana's previous best was a 31-10 victory at number 9 Ohio State in 1987. The other somewhat shocking outcome came in the Big 12 Conference. Backup quarterback Will Hammond stepped in for the Texas Tech offense in the third quarter and put together 4 scoring drives to lead the 17th-ranked Red Raiders to a 34-10 win over number 16 Utah. In the fourth quarter, after a 5-yard touchdown rush by Wayshawn Parker, Utah cut the Texas Tech lead down to 13-10. After that, the game was never close as Texas Tech scored touchdowns on 3 straight drives, securing the 34-10 final score. Week 5 of the season is going to host some incredible matchups this weekend. To start the day at 9 a.m. on Fox, number 21 USC heads on the road to take on number 23 Illinois. These two teams are on opposite trajectories as USC is climbing the rankings while Illinois fell 14 spots last week. Then at 12:30 on ABC, we get the SEC matchup of 2 undefeated teams when the number 13 Ole Miss Rebels will host the number 4 LSU Tigers. To end the day at 4:30 p.m., we get treated to 2 unbelievable matchups. On NBC, 3-0 number 3 Penn State will defend their home turf against visiting 4-0 and number 6 ranked Oregon. And lastly, the game I'm looking forward to the most, number 5 ranked Georgia Bulldogs hosting their rivals number 17 Alabama. If you remember last season, there were 4 touchdowns scored in the fourth quarter during this matchup as Alabama narrowly defeated Georgia. Hopefully, this game lives up to last year. The WNBA playoffs have reached the semifinals and each series sits at 1-1. The Lynx won Game 1 over the Mercury 82-69 when Courtney Williams scored a game-high 23 points, Kayla McBride scored 21, and Nafisa Collier added 18 points and 9 rebounds. Then, Satu Sabali scored 11 of her 24 points in the fourth quarter, and Alyssa Thomas had 19 points and 13 rebounds to help the Phoenix Mercury erase a 20-point deficit and beat the Lynx 89-83 in overtime of the Game 2 to tie this series. Game 3 of this series will be tonight at 6:30 p.m. on ESPN2, and Game 4 will be on Sunday. On the other side of the bracket, the Indiana Fever shocked the Las Vegas Aces in Game 1, coming away with an 89-73 win. Kelsey Mitchell scored a playoff career-high 34 points, including 17 in the first half. However, Asia Wilson bounced back from a rare off game with 25 points and 9 rebounds, helping Vegas play up to their potential in Game 2, dropping a lopsided 90-68 win and tying the series. Game 3 of this series will be today at 4:30 p.m., and Game 4 will also be on Sunday. Last week, only 3 MLB teams had fully claimed their postseason spots. Now, that list has grown to 8. Here's a look at how the playoff picture stands as of yesterday. The Blue Jays, Yankees, Mariners, plus 2 of our local teams, the Dodgers and Padres, have all joined the playoff party. Also, last week, only 8 teams were officially eliminated from playoff contention. Now that list has grown to 13. The Braves, Rangers, Royals, Giants, and Rays have now found themselves on the eliminated list. Both the NL and AL wildcard games will get started on Tuesday the 30th, so tune in to as many baseball games as you can this weekend and see which teams will make the last-minute push to enter the playoffs and which teams will fall just shy. The NHL preseason has officially begun, and games will be played throughout the week from now until October 4th. Then, the real action begins when the regular season drops the puck for the first time on October 7th. So, if you've been missing out on hockey, worry no longer as the season is just around the corner. For fans of professional golf, it's now time for one of the most important events of the year, the Ryder Cup. Every 2 years, the Ryder Cup features a team of 12 of the top European golfers going head-to-head against 12 of the best players from the United States in a 3-day match play competition. The 2025 Ryder Cup will take place at the Bethpage Black Course at Bethpage State Park in Farmingdale, New York. The tournament will begin today and will finish on Sunday the 28th. For the U.S. team, the top 6 eligible players in the Ryder Cup standings following the BMW Championship, which concluded on August 17th, automatically qualified for the 2025 Ryder Cup. Those 6 golfers are Xander Schauffele, J.J. Spahn, Russell Henley, Harris English, Bryson DeChambeau, and you guessed it, Scottie Scheffler. U.S. captain Keegan Bradley handpicked the other 6 team members: Justin Thomas, Colin Morikawa, Ben Griffin, Cameron Young, Patrick Cantlay, and Sam Byrne. Tune in to NBC, the Golf Channel, USA Network, or Peacock at any time throughout the weekend to watch Team USA. To close the show, one of the most prestigious awards in all of sports was handed out recently. Paris Saint-Germain forward Ousmane Dembélé is now the most recent winner of the Ballon d'Or, which is an annual soccer award presented by French magazine France Football since 1956 to honor the player deemed to have performed the best over the previous season. The 28-year-old Dembélé scored 35 goals in 53 appearances in all competitions for PSG, who also won Ligue 1 and the Coupe de France, in addition to their first ever Champions League trophy. Congratulations to Dembélé on his first ever win. With all of that said, enjoy all of the football, baseball, hockey, WNBA, golf, and so much more that this weekend has to offer. As always, thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Sports Corner. I'm Cole Young. Have a great weekend. I'll see you next time.
We're Denise and Ann with Legacy Arrangements.
We help families plan ahead for future funeral and cremation pre-arrangements. We represent over 70 mortuaries in the Southern California area.
We know these conversations aren't always easy, but we understand how truly important they really are. We are dedicated to making an uncomfortable conversation as comfortable for you as possible.
By planning today, you're going to lock in today's cost and you're going to let your family know your future wishes.
It's truly a gift you give your loved ones.
Wait is over. A brand new pharmacy just minutes from your front door is now open. Service is our top priority at Laguna Pharmacy. Enjoy free same-day delivery, low over-the-counter prices, and personalized attention, all with the same copay you're used to. Tired of waiting on hold? Our experienced pharmacists answer your calls right away. We are in network with most Medicare plans and make the transfer process easy. Visit Laguna Pharmacy today for the exceptional care you deserve.
And welcome back. We got some movies to tell you about, and let's get right to them. On Friday, we have appropriately named His Girl Friday from 1940, stars Cary Grant, and it's brought to us by Hoag Orthopedic Institute. It's going to be at some special times, though, 6 p.m. with the subtitles and 8 p.m. without the subtitles. We have some special programming that's preempting our usual time for the movies, so these are going to be our air times for the Friday movie. When a newspaper editor's ace reporter ex-wife is about to quit her job and remarry, he buys himself some time to win her back by promising her an exclusive interview with a death row convict. It's a comedy. It should be a fun one. If you haven't seen it, I haven't seen this one actually here. I've heard of it, His Girl Friday, but I've never actually seen it. So there's a fun one for Friday. And then on Saturday, we got a little bit more modern, the 2025 documentary, When We Went Mad. It's going to be brought to us by Pacific Financial Planners. It's going to be at the regular times of 2 p.m. with the subtitles and 6 p.m. without the subtitles. It's a historical documentary and tribute to the legacy and influence of Mad Magazine, featuring interviews with Mad celebrity readers, along with Mad artists, writers, and editors. And they were all affectionately known back in the day as the usual gang of idiots. I loved Mad Magazine when I was a kid. This looks like a fun documentary. Tell me all the inside stories about it also. Hopefully you loved it too, and you'll watch this one on Saturday. All right, let's take a quick check of our weather before we head out. And we got some cool temperatures for this weekend. You're going to be able to open up your windows overnight, let those cool temps in, kill that air conditioning bill for a little while. We're going to have mostly cloudy to partly cloudy for today as the clouds kind of move in from this low pressure system that we have going on here off the coast. Same thing for tomorrow, bringing a little more moisture in the air, but no rain in our forecast locally here, though. Then on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, the low pressure moves out, the temperatures start to tick back up to a little bit above average for this time of year. Looking forward to fall really kicking in soon. I'm over the heat. Are you guys over the summer heat by now? I am. All right. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of This Day. I'm Michael Taylor. Tomorrow on the program, Adapt to It and Hevelock are going to be here, so stay tuned for that one as well. For all of us here at Village Television, we hope you make this day a great one.